Hey folks, happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing on this? If you're in the Northeast, it's kind of cold, kind of cloudy. Hope you're all doing well. I am tired. I have a day job and I'm tired. I bet you all have day jobs too, and I bet you all are tired. How's this retrograde going for you? Is it kicking your ass? It's kicking my ass. And here I thought, it's a Mercury retrograde in Gemini. How bad could it be? How bad could it be? It could pretty be bad. It could be pretty bad. And not in ways that I was expecting it to be bad in. So let me know how y'all are doing. Hello. So if you don't already know, I'm Heidi, and I am doing 3-card readings tonight on your Tuesday. I do them every week at 7 p.m. So I give readings. You like, share, or you donate at one of the apps above my head, or you can always go to backporchmagic.com, which I would recommend going to anyway if you haven't, and checking out the merch, the decks that Taryn and Mama Cat have made. And yeah, you can book a reading with one of us there, or donate, or they have other merch. Yes, we are giving readings, and my cousin here, Bev, says that her retrograde period is going pretty awful. I'm sorry, Bev. But Lisa Michelle, oh shit. Case in point, Mercury retrograde, knocking your phone off of candlesticks that you are using to hold your phone up, because we are broke ass bitches. Yes, I am giving a reading, Lisa. All right. Yes, I am fine. Sorry about that. I bumped into the table, which caused the phone to fall off the candlestick that I have it sitting on, because broke ass bitch. All right, Lisa, let's go. And it's funny, the tower card popped out of my hands when everything fell down. Har, 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 very funny. Okay. 3 cards for Lisa. Actually, I'm going to, okay. So 4 came out, but I'm going to read them. The last 2 I'm going to read in conjunction. All right. It seems like you are having a bit of a tough time. I don't see this as a past, present, future, though it could be. I see this more as like you're really struggling. So we start out here. The first card that came out was the 3 of discs, and the next card is the 9 of swords, and then finally is the 4 of discs and the 7 of swords together. All right, so I just feel like you have, I mean, it could be past, present, future, or it could be, I just feel like there's a lot of negative thinking going on, or maybe people are being mean to you. I feel like this is centered around a job or some kind of, however you get your income, however you get your support. It's just like continually like being treated like shit. And it could be the voice in your head, but it could be like your coworkers, or if you're dealing in retail, like the customers, just continual. And you were like working your ass off. Like you were trying so hard, and it is taking everything to get going. But here at the end, it just feels like you are never gonna get to just a stable place. Like it just feels like continual, like you just don't feel like you're getting anywhere. That's basically what this card reads. I'm going to pull one more just to see if there's any way we can shift this. Okay. The Priestess comes out as a way you can shift this. She could be looking within yourself to see, like, what was it that you started out with? What is it that you really want? Like, what's your inner voice telling you? What's your inner wisdom? And this could also be like a trusted older female relative or friend, like someone that you always look to for advice and guidance to help you out. So that's my advice to you, Lisa. All right. Okay, who is next? All right, Rebecca is next. Okay. While I'm shuffling, I'm Heidi. Those of you who are new here, I do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Back Porch Magic. You're welcome, Lisa. And I draw 3 cards to give you a little bit of advice or a little bit of guidance, a little bit of help. A lot of times I feel like the cards tell you what you already know. All right, so this is for Rebecca, 3 cards. Okay, so we start out with 7 of Cups. The next card is the Fool card. And the final card is the Knight of Wands. I think this is a past, present, future. So maybe even recent past or just currently right now. I get the sense there's a lot of choices going on. Maybe a little bit, not just choices, like a lot of options, not sure which one to pick, but also there could be a bit of like stagnation or just feeling like you overdid something or just kind of this is like a not great feeling, but it's also too many options. And really the advice is if you haven't already, just pick one. Just go forward, pick one, go forward with it, leap into it head first. And then we come to the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is the King of Wands in most deck. And it just seems like, holy shit snacks, this is going to like launch you into orbit, kind of. Not into orbit, but it's like really going to get you going. Whatever stagnation and feeling crappy and like sluggish, this is going to blow it out of the water. It's almost like feeling like, oh God, I ate too many cakes and cookies and or fast food and I just feel like gross and whatever. And like suddenly going, well, like, whatever, man, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to start a new exercise routine. I'm going to go like do Dance Revolution. I don't know, like just doing something and getting out there and moving and then feeling like great afterwards. Okay, that might not be the exact situation, but that's kind of what it feels like to me. So whatever you have, like you're feeling lousy about and you have a lot of options, just pick one, move forward with it. And I think that'll kind of like get you out of the rut that you've been in. All right. Okay, I have a question from Kellis. This is not a recording. This is live. It is in the process of being recorded. I think it gets posted later. But as of right now, it's 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am a real live human leading right now. So, all right. You're welcome, Rebecca. So, since I got a little bit of a gap with no questions just yet, how's this retrograde treating y'all? I know there's actually a few retrogrades going on. Oh, it's you. Okay, it's UK. It's late here. So that's why I recognize that there's listeners or viewers all around the world. That's why I say Eastern Standard, which is in the eastern side of the United States. So basically New York City time. So I imagine where you are in the UK, it's about midnight, 11 p.m. Sure, Kellis, you can certainly get a question. All right, let me shuffle a little bit. And I'll pull 3 cards for you. For those of you who don't know the drill, it's I'm Heidi, reading for backporchmagic.com. Like, share, donate for a reading. I draw 3 cards to answer a simple question. You don't even have to ask. I'll just pull cards and read them. I read from the Thoth deck. I have other decks, but this seems to be the easiest one for me to use. Ooh, all right. Holy crap, Kellis. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Okay, because we have all major arcana. So we start out with the Emperor. Oh boy, you actually have a question. The next card is Death, and then the final card is the Magus. And I call this one the Dark Magus because my deck has 3. Wow. Okay. So whatever your decision was, total transformation, total annihilation from how you were living your life before. And on either side of that, we have the Emperor, which says to me that it almost has like the energy of, because he's facing away from death, like death is here and, or pardon me, here and, or wait, duh. I get a little turned around. So like he's not looking at death. So I kind of get the sense that this has kind of caused some strife in whatever your decision is, or maybe you made this decision because of this. It is kind of causing strife in the structures that you've previously built for yourself, or actually get more of a sense of like the important male figures in your life, whether it's your father or close male friends, like somebody important is kind of like not happy with your decision. But on the other hand, the other side of this is that you are really not only able to transform, but like use a lot of the knowledge and gifts that maybe you hadn't been using before. And you've kind of had to be perhaps a little bit, not shady, but a little bit sneaky with it before. And now like you can really grow and use all the tools and the talents that you have to work at this. So I don't know, this isn't really like, it's not saying whether you'll be happy or sad. It's just kind of saying like, this is whatever this is about is freaking major. Like this was a major life choice. Maybe if it didn't seem like it in the moment, it definitely is. And it will, I don't think, like, I don't want to say it'll cause strife, because I don't get the sense of it causing strife. Just, I mean, not like, I mean, it could cause strife, but I don't see it that way. It's more like your life is going to be completely different, and things that were not working for you are just done, over with. You can move on. You can grow into the next stage of your life, but it'll be completely different moving forward. Wow. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's funny that you say that. You probably know a little bit of tarot already. This, the Emperor is an Aries card, and Death is a Scorpio card. And the Magus isn't really associated with any zodiac sign, but because it has too many factors into it. All right. Yep. You're still in chrysalis mode. Well, you know, life is, if you're a Scorpio, you already know, like, death and transformation are already a part of life. Like, you know that at a core level. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That I was able to kind of hit a nail on the head from half a world away. All right. Anybody else? That was kind of fun. That was a whew. Sometimes it's like really quick and easy to do these 3-card readings, but other times it's like, whoa, I have to like stop for a minute and really take in and process what I'm looking at. So anyway, oh my God, really? Shucks, thank you. Oh, okay. All right. My lovely cousin who is in North Carolina, I'm in New York State in the United States. She could use some guidance. Okay. No problem. And since you're my cousin, you know, you can always message me privately. Because we've known each other, what, all of your life? I'm older. Okay, let's see what we got. Actually, yeah. Okay. Whoa, okay. I would say kind of like, I have a feeling I know what this is about because, you know, family gossip. Okay, so the first card we get here is the 6 of Discs, the Success card. And the next card we have is the Lovers. And the final card here we have, it's actually a double, it came out together. We have Lust or Strength. That's the one over here, the lady on the line, and with the 9 of Wands, which is called Strength in this deck. which, so it's like double strength, almost double strength. Har har. All right. So what it seems like, I think this is both one of those ones where it could be just like two cards are framing the middle card, but also past, present, future. Getting a little bit of a boost, a financial boost, a little bit of money, or a little bit of like financial, like a gift of some sort. It's definitely material. That's what the Six of Discs is all about. But then like making a choice on how to use that, or what we're doing with it, or where we're going, and really finding that it helps you get out of bed in the morning. And even though it might be pretty hard, I think you got what it takes to see this through, like on a like double strength here, double strength. So I think this could either be seen as like both of these, the double strength and the success are flaming the lover's choice card, which is not necessarily about a partner. It's about major life choices, like life-changing choices. Even if it is a past, present, future, it kind of means that you got like a little bit of money or a little bit of material gain to help you out. And then you make the choice, the life-changing choice, and you ride it all the way home. Like, you go with it. So if things are feeling like you're not sure about them, I have a feeling that you probably have something like an option or a suggestion that's open up to you that you're not sure about. I would say like the Lover's card is about life-changing choice. I said that already, but this is like one of those things where if you walk away from that possibility, you could regret it. So really, really reflect hard on that. So, okay. All right. And, Bev, you know my number. Okay. Hello, Anna. How are you this week? Hope things are all right. But I will draw 3 cards and maybe those will tell me. Oh, shucks, Bev. I love you too. Anna. Ooh, okay. We have another big major arc. All 3 cards are major arcana reading. I feel like this is big retrograde energy. Like things are shifting hard for a lot of people. Okay, we start out with the Hermit. And then the next card is the Devil card. And the final card is the Chariot. Okay. I see you've been busy working, summer school. I get the feeling. I haven't had to go to school in a long time, but I remember those days working and going to school. I couldn't do it now. All right. Okay. I think there's something like tempting going on. Something that is really like something maybe you've struggled with in the past or been aware of that you're very interested in, but you're kind of scared of it because it could, it's a dangerous thing. And on one hand, and what's framing this is like the fact the Hermit has his back to the Devil is saying like, you mentioned you were in school, and the Hermit is kind of a classic like school card, like, well, it's more of a classic study card. Like you're busy with your studies, you are busy working on things, trying to find answers. So, but it could also relate to like whatever this thing that you find tempting or interesting, you want to find out more about it, or rather you're focusing on other things. And I think this could be your studies. But then on the other hand, it feels like if you try, this thing could take you places, whatever this temptation is, as long as you don't let it bog you down. That's what the Devil card about. Like the Devil it is a dangerous card. It's a card of temptations and addictions and indulgences. But the thing is used wisely, it could oh, okay, you're not in school. Okay, so I think the Hermit is more of like a study card. So something that you're study as in, and it doesn't necessarily mean book study. It could mean like you're trying to find answers about something, like you're doing research. Like it could even be about information about something or someone. So the thing is with this devil card, like it's dangerous, but sometimes people can like take a bite of that apple and set it down and do things that they weren't able to do before because they tasted that apple, they found out about that thing, they tried that thing. But then on the other hand, you could have some people who just eat the whole apple and then fall asleep, or eat more apples, or go down a rabbit hole. So that's like the scary thing about the devil card. But this could take you, if you use that energy wisely, if you are careful with it, it could take you to places you hadn't imagined before. Huh. That's interesting. And I mean, that could actually mean like basically do your studies to get your car. Funny story. A few years ago, I drew a couple of cards. I was doing like daily lead reads for myself, and I drew this card with the Knight of Wands, which is a very fiery card. And I thought, oh, I'll like have a new creative endeavor, and it'll lead me places. And then basically that day, my car overheated and died, and I didn't have a car for a month and a half. So it was saying like, bitch, your chariot's gonna overheat. So I don't think that, I'm not saying that your car, so this could just be something as simple as you are studying to get your driver's license so you can get a car. Sometimes I get too stuck in the esoteric and I forget that a lot of times these cards have very earthly meanings. But there's this temptation thing that is in there, and I'm not quite sure, like it just feels like it's something more than, you know, trying to get your driver's license. There's something in there. So I would explore that a little bit. You know, whatever that is. I can't tell you what it is. Oh, shucks. Thank you. Have a great night or a great sleep. And I love that you called me Poppet. You're welcome, Anna. I hope that helped you. I know that one was kind of heavy out there. I know you've been having some struggles in the past. I don't think that was related to your past issues, but it does seem like big things are happening for you. So major arcana stuff. All right. Anybody else got any questions? I'm Heidi. This is Back Porch Magic. I do tarot readings, 3 cards. You can book me for longer readings on the website, backporchmagic.com. I would check out the podcast. I love the podcast, to be honest with you, but maybe it's because I met Kat and Taryn in person when we all read at the Sterling Renaissance Fair in Sterling, New York, 3 years ago. Yeah, I guess it was 3. Feels like a lot longer. We've had a pandemic in there, you know. All right. Anyone? Bueller? Tell me about your retrograde. I've been riding it. Julie, hello. Yes, I do 3 cards. So I will draw 3. The standard Back Porch Magic format. Or at least the format for the lives. So let's see what we get. Ooh, okay. So we have the 2 of Wands and the 9 of Discs with the 8 of Cups. And yes, I don't see it like literally killing you, but I do see this as a very difficult time. It just feels like there's a choice to be made. And also, like, it seems to be there's a bit, not a struggle, but like you're really trying hard to keep things together. But there's also a choice to be made, but it's not a huge choice. It kind of doesn't matter which thing you pick. Either or is good. But you have this 9 of Discs in the middle, because on the other side is the 8 of Cups, which is the classic, like, To me, I'm always like, when I see it, it's like pouring energy into something that is just swallowing it up whole and not giving you back. And in the Rider Smith, or a Smith Waite, whatever you want to call it, this is the card where it shows the guy leaving. It's kind of like having to leave a situation even though you don't want to. And in the middle here is the 9 of discs, which is like your home, the happy little home, like the little nest that you've made for yourself. And it feels like you have to choose. And it just feels like sucky. Like, let me see. I'm going to pull one more card for you to see if I can shift this, because it just feels kind of like a, wah. How can we make this? Okay. We got a big card here. This is art, otherwise known as temperance. So I think that you can take these two things, but the irony is you can take both of these energies, this fiery 2 of Wands and this watery 8 of Cups, because see here, this being is pouring water and fire together, and basically take those two things and make the situation work. It will work. There is a way to figure out how to make this work so you can keep what you want, at least on a material level, your cozy little home. All right, who do we got next? Okay, Glenda. Julie, I hope that helped you, by the way. And retrograde's been rough on me too. Emotionally, not so much the traveling part. All right. 3 cards for Glenda. All right. Okay. All right, so we have the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Wands, and the Knight of Discs. Okay, so after the time of respite, and now we're in the time of like, you've won something, you've gotten something, like you had some time to rest, and then you have a goal or something that you've achieved. And it's a kind of a happy time, a thrilling time. You're feeling great about it. But do note that looking ahead, it's going to be slow going. I think it'll be kind of like, there'll be work to do, and it'll be work. It won't be the excitement and the smooth sailing that were before. I'm not saying it's going to be like terrible and awful, but it's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to be slow going. And I feel like the energy that you had before with a little bit of time off, or a little bit of respite, a little bit of travel, a little bit of smooth sailing, and then this victory moment, like this achievement, is going to feel a little kind of like, now it's the long haul. Like, I almost see this as like, and I'm not saying like you're finishing college, but it kind of like reminds me how I felt when I finished college, because I felt like, when you're young, you keep going to like different schools every few years, and then all of a sudden you graduate, and now it's the long haul. Like, like you feel like you're gonna, like you did when you were a freshman, but you're a freshman for like 5 to 10 years or whatever. So that's what I'm seeing from those 3 cards. All right. Juhi, I hope I am saying your name correctly. Yes, I will give you a 3-card reading. Let's see what we get for you. Let me shuffle a little bit. Shuffle a little bit more. I like tonight. It's been varied. Sometimes I get nights where I feel like I'm pulling the same 4 cards. Now that I say that, I'll start pulling the same 4 cards. All right. Okay, well, I pulled some cards. All right. So we have the 2 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and the 4 of Discs. I think this is centered around something that card is called Disappointment in this deck. Something has been lost. Something did not live up to expectations, and it just feels like it's a huge disappointment. It's a huge bummer. you kind of feel like you were sold a bad deal almost. But on either side of that is like choices, like you still have a choice to make, but the choices are, one is just as good as the other. And then the other side of that is stability. Like whatever this disappointing thing is, whatever it is, it's stable. But whatever you choose, one is just as good as the other. Let's see if I can do one more for you. Okay. And then this card, again, the Eight of Cups, this came out earlier. This is the classic, like, walk away from the situation. Whatever you keep putting into it, it's not going to get any better. So while you might have stability, you just have to decide, like, what is best for you in the long haul. But just know that, like, emotionally, this is kind of going to always be a drain. Whether it's a job or a relationship or a living situation, it's always going to be a bit of a drain, and it's not going to be happy. All right. Okay. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Hope you've had a good week. Let me see. Let's draw 3 cards for you. Okay. I do these in order. I try not to. I have seemed to be quite a bit of traffic this evening, which is nice. So I try not to miss anybody. One, two, 3. Okay. Okay. So your first card, Amanda, is the Lovers. The second card is the 4 of Swords. And the third card is the Prince of Cups. So you've made a big choice or found somebody new in the recent past or something. Whatever this is huge, like life-changing kind of thing. But kind of feels like maybe you're being left alone a little bit, or you're reflecting on the choices that you've made. This card is known as Truce. It's usually more of a card. It's less of an action card and more of a card of reflection. In the Rider-Waite, it's the man laying in the tomb, reflecting on the fact that he did not die in war. This can be the card of, like, after arguments. This is kind of like where you kind of come to an agreement, a peaceful agreement, but it's not, the war's not over. It's just temporary. And this final card being the Prince of Cups is like kind of a bummer, because this is kind of a fuckboy card a little bit. Or it could just be you deciding that you'd rather focus on other things. Like you'd rather focus on whatever you're studying or working on rather than a relationship. So I feel like I'm missing something. I'm going to draw one more card for my own benefit because I feel like I'm missing something. What am I missing? And the thing that is missing, it's funny. This is called the Aeon, or the Judgment card, which is like all will be revealed in time. So whatever this thing is, I get the sense that you probably already know what I'm talking about, and I don't really need to know. Like when I read cards, the information is for the person I'm reading for. So a lot of times I don't remember what I read after I'm done reading. So every once in a while I'll remember some things, but most of the time, once I read, it's like out of my mind because it's not information for me. So when I get something like the Judgment card, when I'm like, I need clarification, it tells me like you have all the information that you need. All the rest is to be revealed later. Okay, so you've been second guessing it. I get the sense of you might decide to, if it's something emotional, you might decide that you'd rather focus on studies or go back to school or continue working. Like it seems like more of a like you're going to lean towards the intellectual rather than the emotional or spiritual. That's what at least I see, or that's where you're leaning towards. And all will be revealed in time. That's what the judgment card says. So maybe wait a little bit before making a decision. Or maybe you might already know what I'm talking about. So, all right. Hello. Oh, wait. So I already know too. Okay. Yes. Yes. So you know. But Rupali, hello. Yes, I can give you a general reading. So I do a 3-card reading here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US on Tuesdays for backporchmagic.com. Do this every week unless I am unable, which usually I try to let folks know the week before. Okay, so Rupali, we have the moon, the 9 of Wands, and the Ace of Swords, which I will need to draw a second card for, but I'll do that when we get to it. Okay, so the moon is telling me that you've kind of had like a dark night of the soul, kind of like a very confusing, if not kind of scary time, an emotional time where you're not really sure what's going on because you're only seeing things from the dark, not the dark psychological. Like it's just like a time where you're just kind of like, you're not sure what's going on. Things are weird. You're feeling emotional. It's a confusing situation. You don't know which way is up or down, and it's kind of a scary time. So, we have the 9 of Wands here, which means like, okay, and it's even funny because there's a moon at the bottom and a sun at the top. You're gonna, whatever this is present. So you're getting through this. You can get through this. You're going to be okay. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And when you are at this end, so coming up in the near future, you will have clarity and the sun will rise again. There, like I said, there's light at the end of this tunnel. But I need to draw a card to see what the clarity is based around. What truths do you see once you're out of this scary time? Ah, so we have the 10 of discs, which is just kind of like to see, this is to see where you have your gifts, where you are talented, where you have things to offer yourself and offer the world and offer the people that care about you. It could even be a little bit of an inheritance or some kind of, inheritance, some kind of wealth, money, house. But I also see it as like the gifts that make you value, like all people are valuable, but this is what is important to you, and these are the gifts that you can share with yourself and the world, your family, people that you care about. So just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you'll have a better idea of who you are at the end of this and what you can share. Hello. All right. Spirit, if you can connect with me. Okay. It's funny. I always was like a person that never had spirit guides. Oh, cool. Another person from England. Cool. I had another person earlier. So I know it's really late over there. It's like midnight. Okay. Oh, shucks. Thank you. So it's funny. I don't, oh, hold on. Let me finish up with Rupali real quick. Okay. Well, you will get clarity. So it's going to be okay. You got this. Like it's going to suck for a little while, but you have everything to finish it out. So you'll be okay. You're welcome. Okay, Claire. So you were talking about spirit. I never was a person who thought about having or ever worked with spirit guides. And then all of a sudden I kind of have one, and it's kind of weird. I haven't been consulting him during this, but it's just, this is all very new to me as far as like spirit guides go. So I actually don't think he's around right now, which is all right. He's a busy guy. Okay, so let me draw 3 cards. 12:40 a.m. Oh, because it's 7:40 here. Yeah, that makes 7:40 p.m. here in the U.S. Let me see what I got for you, Claire. Whoa! All right. Woo! Okay, this is a fun one. I like this. I hope you'll like it too. Okay. So your first cards, these came out together, so I'll read them singly, is the Ace of Wands and the Fool. And then we have, less minorly, like a minor card, the Two of Cups. And then we have the Magus, and this one I call the regular because it's the Canonical Thoth Magus. So it just seems like brand new endeavor has started. Like this is like, holy shit, like there was a fire under your ass and you started this new thing and it is exciting and you have energy behind it and it is feeling great. And perhaps even right now you're connecting with someone who is part of this thing or maybe just outside of it, but whatever, you're making a new friend or love connection in this. And it just this feel like the Magus, this particular Magus is saying like you are juggling all these things with ease and you are feeling good about life and you know what you're doing and everything is like great. Like you got a handle on it. You are master of your domain. You are able to share all your talents and do things. I really like this. This is probably my favorite read of the night just because it just is so exuberant. Like I feel it and it's just fun. Again, that is starting out Ace of Wands with the Fool, Two of Cups, and then ending with the Magus, the Magician. So I hope that was good. All right, open. Okay, well, this was a really positive message and really positive read, which some of the reads I've had this evening, I think I've had other nights where everything was like awful, but today has been intense and this is a positive. You have to always have the same cards every time. Well, I don't know if I gave you the same cards again. That's Ace of Wands and the Fool, Two of Cups, and the Magus. So, all right. Does anybody else have any questions? Want me to draw cards for them? I keep talking about this retrograde and heavy stuff, how it's been kind of intense. Most of these are usually intense for me on an internal level, but oh, you're welcome, Claire. I'm glad I could help. Anybody else this evening? Got any questions? Need me to draw them 3 cards? No? All right, well, I'm Heidi with Back Porch Magic. If you liked what you saw, you can always throw me a donation at one of the apps above my head. If not, check out backporchmagic.com. There's a lot of great stuff in there. And Amanda says everything's always intense for you. LOL. Yeah. Doesn't have to be. But as I was saying, check out backporchmagic.com. They've got decks. They've got other merch. You can book readings with us. I love the podcast. All right, you're welcome. And Ruth, yes, I can give you a reading. Let me shuffle. I've been shuffling, but let me shuffle again, and I'll draw you 3 cards. I hope you're doing well this week. Two. All right. Oh, we had 2 cards come out together in the end. All right. Ooh. Okay. All right. So, Ruth, we're starting out with the 3 of discs. And then we have the 10 of Wands. Blech. But it finishes out with the 9 of Cups and the Prince of Discs. So, it seems like you've been working a lot. And it's kind of built into this, like, that's the working card is this one. Like, you've been working probably pretty hard. I mean, I feel like we all work hard these days. And like everyone these days, well, maybe everybody who's like a millennial and younger, we're working so hard that it's just like oppressive. Like you probably don't feel like you can do anything else. You probably feel trapped and just like this is never going to end. Like you're never going to get out of this. Like it's just kind of untenable right now. But I think things are looking up. Like all that hard work that you've been doing, and that's the Prince of Discs, is gonna pay off. And that's the Nine of Cups. Like you're going to lead, it's leading to something where you're going to finally feel happy. And with the Prince of Discs, that kind of says to me like all the seeds you're planting now are going to come to fruition. They aren't coming as fast as you would hope, but they are coming. So all this hard work you're doing, and as heavy as it is right now, it's not forever. It's going to start paying off. That's what I'm saying. So all right, okay. All right, good, because I hate to see you look very young, and it saddens me to see when but I was like when I was a young person, and actually just a few years ago too. When I was young in my 20s, like after college, I worked 2 jobs. I worked like 60 to 70 hours a week, and I just that's what I did. And it was not fun. And I don't know if it paid off for me professionally long term, probably not, but I look back on that time like, why did I work so hard? There's so much to life, but it's so hard now. It's very hard for people, and like I feel like I'm kind of lucky in my situation, but I know other people aren't as lucky, and it's hard out there, and it just makes me sad that like I have younger brothers who my youngest brother finished college a couple years ago, and he's got like $200,000 in debt. Like his student loans are like $1,000 a month, and he doesn't even make that much money at his job. Like it's ridiculous. Like my dad has to help him, and it just hurts my soul. So, Ruth, in ending that, Ruth, your hard work is paying off. It'll come soon. Like the heavy, overburdened feeling is not forever. But it does make me sad that everybody's got to work so hard. You know? All right, folks, you're welcome, Ruth. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. It was really great reading for you tonight. I look forward to reading for you next week. Am I here next week? Yeah, actually, I think next week it's going to be the solstice when I read. That should be fun. Not only is it the solstice, it's the last day of Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes direct. So maybe all that like funkiness we've been going through, at least on a personal level, will start to evaporate. I think there are other retrogrades going on, but those are outer planets. So they're kind of felt a little bit personally, but for the most part, that's more of a societal thing. So, all right, everybody. Ruth, you have a good night. Everybody else have a good night. It's been fun hanging out with you in one of my favorite rooms in my house. And I will see you all next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night.